I think I learned to see the world before I learned to see myself, through someone else's little ways of placing beauty on a shelf. You stopped the car to watch the sky when evening spilled across the street, as if the day had left a gift, and we were lucky it was ours to keep. You knew the names of every flower, which ones were wild, which ones were grown, and every spring you searched the grass for little things that you had known. You carried spiders to the garden, never let a frightened wing go still. You said that every living thing deserved a chance to keep its will. So I believed the world was soft. I thought that people meant what came. Before the silence after words, before I learned that quiet rooms could carry 1,000 hidden hurts. I thought the house was only wood, the walls just paint, the floors just stone, not knowing every corner kept the things we never said unless alone. I thought the shadows in the hall were only shadows after dark, not pieces of a heavier world that tend to follow where we walk. You taught me how to find the stars before you taught me how to fear, how every little light could mean that something beautiful was near. But somewhere between then and now, another lesson found its way, that footsteps could predict a storm, that love could change from day to day. I learned the language of your eyes before I knew it wasn't mine. The way they searched a stranger's face, the way they measured every sign. I learned to notice little things. A voice that sounded slightly wrong, a door that closed a little harder, a silence lasting just too long. I learned that mirrors could be cruel, that kindness sometimes had a cost, that beautiful could still mean broken, that nothing precious couldn't be lost. And I don't know when it happened, I don't know when the colors changed. The same old streets were underneath, the same old sky remained the same. The moon still followed on the drive, the flowers still came back each spring. The birds still rested on the wire and sang like they remembered things. But I had started looking closer. Not closer like before, when every little hidden thing was something worth searching for. Closer, like counting every crack. Like waiting for the glass to break, like finding all the possible storms inside a quiet, ordinary day. And then I saw you in the mirror. Not the one that hung upon my wall, but the one I carried everywhere, the one I never knew I held. I saw the way you looked at you. The way you searched and searched and searched, as if somewhere beneath your skin there was a flaw you had to find before someone else could begin. And suddenly I understood. The eyes I wore were not brand new, they carried pieces of the people who had once looked through them too. They carried every sunset saved, every flower pressed between a page, every song that kept a room alive, every kindness passed through age. But they carried other things as well. The fear of being left behind, the habit of apologizing before there was a fault to find, the feeling that love was something you could lose by standing still. The thought that being needed was the same as being loved and real. And I don't blame the eyes you gave me. They were all you had to spare. You only handed me the world the way you knew how to find it there. I know you saw the beauty too. I know you taught me how to care. I know the same hands held my heart that also carried so much despair. Maybe that's the hardest thing to learn. That love and hurt can share a home. That someone can give you flowers while growing thorns of their own. So when I look out at the world, I try to keep what you could see. The sunsets waiting by the road, the tiny lives beneath the leaves. But I'm learning, little by little, to wipe the glass and change the view, to keep the wonder you gave me, without keeping all the fear there too. Because someday, someone may borrow the eyes that I've learned to use, and I want to leave them something a little softer than the truth. Not a world without the shadows, not a life without the rain, just eyes that still remember beauty after learning what can break.